All right, 5 big matchups. Let's start with USC going on the road to Utah. What do we have in store for us there in Salt Lake City? I can't wait. The Utes go as their defense goes. All right, we know that. All right, I think Utah's really good. Problem is their defense hasn't always been good. 2 losses this year against both UCLA and Florida. What happened in those 2 losses? They got absolutely carved up on their defensive side of the football. They gave up 35.5 points per game in those 2 losses. That's mind-boggling. This is a Utah team that's supposed to be a front 7 that can go with anybody. It has not been the case. I averaged 35.5 points a game. They've had 1 turnover forced in those 2 losses. They've gotten only 6.5 pressures per game in the opposing QBR. That's right. DTR and Anthony Richardson, the opposing QBR against Utah in their 2 losses, 86.4. Not good enough. Let's talk about their wins for a second. 10.5 points per game given up. 9 interceptions as opposed to just 1 when they lost their games. 11.5 pressures per game. That almost doubles from where they were. So when their front 7's getting home and they're creating havoc in the backfield, that QBR is going to drop down to 9.3. So it's really going to go as their defense goes. We're going to talk about Cam Rising. Yes, he didn't have a touchdown pass last week, but he gave them a chance. He ran the ball well, was very accurate with the football. So I think Cam Rising is going to have to play his tail off because right now, if the defense struggles, he's going to be the only guy they have that's going to give them a chance. Moving on to SC, they've lost 6 straight games against ranked opponents dating back to 2019. You're going to say, why does that matter? It's a different era. It's a different coach. It's a different regime. Well, it's their longest streak since they lost 6 straight in 97-98 and then in 1953 to 1955. So a loss this weekend would make it the longest streak in program history. Okay, they have not won an AP ranked versus ranked matchup since 2017. That's been a while, of course, right? The turnovers are a huge part of why USC's in this spot. They've done a great job as far as their turnover margin is concerned. Plus 14 on the year. That's the best in the FBS. Just so you know, to keep things in perspective, that plus 14, that's 5 clear of the second best team in the FBS. There's no one else even in double digits, and they're at plus 14 in turnover margin. Caleb Williams against the Utah Blitz, also something that we have to be very mindful of. Entering this week, when you look at what Caleb Williams has done against just a standard pass rush, he's one of the best quarterbacks in college football. He has an 87.9 QBR against a standard pass rush. But when you heat him up, his QBR drops below 70, and he drops to 59th in the FBS. Utah is a team that wants to pressure you. Each of their first 5 games, their pressure rate increased, and in game number 5, it was at 58%. So let's keep an eye on it. I lean Utah in this game. A lot of people on SC. That's going to be a trendy play. They're getting 3.5. I like Utah to take care of business at home. They're a different team in Salt Lake than they are on the road. Hey guys, it's Greg McElroy. Thanks for watching Always College Football. Make sure you like, rate, and subscribe to ESPN's YouTube channel and wherever you listen to your podcasts.